Hi everybody, Megan Campbell here. Welcome to my home. So today I wanted to take you through a sequence of poses that leads up to one of my favorite poses called Bird with a Broken Wing. That's what I like to call it anyway. Really symbolic of what brings us to our mat in the first place is that we think in some way or another we're broken. And yoga brings us to a place where we can get healed and nurtured and back to better health and balance. So what I suggest that you do before starting this sequence is a few different ways to warm up, like sun salutations, some core abdominal work, as well as some good hip opening exercises. Start to heat up from the inside out, get a little bit more open, and then attempt this sequence. And remember that this sequence is going to be just like that bird with a broken wing. You want to go through it slowly, allow it to nurture you, and move breath by breath into the poses and into what's available for you today. So let's begin by bringing ourselves into Uttana or thunderbolt pose with the hands together in front of your heart. So standing with your feet hip width apart, bringing the hands together in Anjali Mudra, inhale, and as you exhale, sit back into your imaginary nice comfortable chair. So this sequence is going to help to awaken all the different muscles that we need to get into bird with a broken wing. So first we're going to target some of the twisting muscles like the obliques and the intercostals. So inhaling from here, you're going to exhale to bring your left elbow just to touch and hover even over the right knee. And then inhale back to center and exhale to the right elbow to the left knee. And then inhale back to center and go back over to the other side. And you don't want to rest on the knee, just touching to wake up those core muscles. And we'll do one more round, inhaling and then exhaling to twist and hover. Inhaling and exhaling to twist and hover. This time inhale, and as you exhale, hook that left elbow on the top or outside of your right knee and gently press down into the bottom hand to take the twist more into the spine, relaxing the core muscles slightly. And if it's available, extending the arms out, taking the twist a little bit deeper, and then taking your gaze wherever you need it to go today. So down, to the side, or up. And a few long, deep breaths here. And then bringing the hands back together in front of your heart. You're going to inhale back to center and exhale to bring your hands to the mat. Lift the hips to traction your spine. And from there, walk your hands out a little bit, lift your heels, and place your knees down on the ground so you sit on your heels with your toes curled under. Now if this is really challenging, you can bring your hands to the ground and you can work at shifting weight between your hands and your feet. If you like a little bit more challenge, hands together in front of the heart, using some core strength, lean back. And so we've awakened the toes. Take your hands down to the ground, lift the toes, rip it off like a band-aid, wiggle them out, and place your feet back down with the toe. You're now going to place your hands down right by your thighs. Now if you have two blocks, you can do this exercise with two blocks under your hands, and this will start to awaken the core muscles that we need to get into bird with a broken wing. So if not, and you only have one block, or you can use anything you have around the house, like telephone books. Although I don't think people get those anymore now that we have the internet, iPods, iPads, so on. So anything that you can stack and make a little shelf out of. So what you can do is you can then place that under your feet. So with the block under your feet or the shelf under your feet, hands are still going to come down by the shins. You're going to cross one ankle over the other. And you're going to place the hands down. This is going to start to warm up the wrists as well. You're going to hunch the back, just like Hunchback of Notre Dame. And you're going to keep your feet on the block and see if you can lift your knees up towards your chest. And then you can lower them down. And then you can lift them up and lower them down. And keep working with that action until you start to feel Mula Bandha, or the lower pelvis muscles coming in towards the heart. And then the next time you lift up, see if you can lift one leg and then lower it back back down. Lower the knees gently back to the mat. Come off the block. Place it to the side. Uncross the legs and recross the other foot on top. Okay. So if you found that quite challenging, stay with something underneath your feet to work with the core muscles in that action until you get the hang of it. If you're okay and you want to go a little bit more challenging, you bring your hands down to the mat and you're resting on nothing. And then you're going to do the same thing. So you're going to lift the knees towards the body and then lower them back down. Inhaling here and exhaling to lift the knees up and lower back down. Okay, let's do it one more time. Exhale and inhale. This time, see if you can lift up and lift one foot up and then lower back down. Last one, lift up, lift one foot, and see if both feet will come up for Lolasana. Good, and then lower everything back down. Uncross the legs. Sweep your hands back by the feet, palms up. Bring your belly to rest on your thighs and your forehead to the mat. Wrist, you want to come into what I call chicken pose. So you slide the back of the hands up by the knees and draw the elbows in towards the body. And then slowly start to rise up. Bring the hands out in front of you. Come up onto your hands and knees and extend yourself back into a downward facing dog. So from downward facing dog, you're going to inhale your right leg up and back. Bend the knee. Open the knee up towards the sky. And then bring the knee out to the side. Trying to keep it up as high as you can in line with your hip. And then extend through the toes that you've awakened, trying to straighten the leg out. And this will start to warm up and wake up the inner thigh muscles that we need to use, as well as the hip joint, getting it a little bit stronger and more open. Good. And then bend the knee, draw the knee back up towards the sky, extend the leg straight, and softly place your right foot back down. Good. So do the same thing with the left leg. Inhale it up. And then exhale to bend the knee. Open up the hip. But this time, instead of bringing it out to the side, you're going to bring the knee to the outside of your right arm. Good. So finding those core muscles again. And then, if it's available, extending the left leg straight, coming onto the right heel, and reaching your right arm up towards the sky. Good, so finding those inner line muscles, keeping that left leg up as high as you can, and then closing it off slowly. Counter stretch, and place your left foot back down. Good, so then from here, you're going to take your right ankle to the very top of your left knee, or on the right thigh, so your left thigh. And very slowly start to walk your hands back towards your left foot. So now you've turned your legs into a figure four and you want to press out through that heel so that you really are flexing the foot to protect your knee. And only come as far forward as you can to feel comfortable. Then gently start to bend your left knee if it isn't already. And slowly bring yourself up to balance. And this time as you exhale, see if you can hook the back of your arm to the outside of the leg. Extend the arm straight if it's available, or press down into your bottom hand. And now you're going to use all those muscles. If you feel like it's available, the breath is still flowing, hands come down. Everything's nice and awake, so start to drop the hips in between your arms as you bend your elbows. Hooking that foot right on the top of your right arm. Sink the hips a little bit lower. Look forward and down. And begin to extend